Meekness is not weakness. Meekness and gentleness, that's has been described as power that is under control. Power under control. I haven't always been meek. I haven't done any of these things perfectly. I'll never forget. It lives with me. It's a reminder. I try to use this as to go from this day forward, do better. But Sharon reminded me in our I told the people during our marriage ceremony, yeah. No, we didn't get married again, but our marriage seminar, let me get that right so I can stay married after tonight, okay? But our marriage seminar, about the time that I really messed up, when our oldest daughter, and I was out mowing the lawn, and our oldest daughter and youngest daughter at that time was playing out in the lawn. I was mowing the lawn. Of course, you can't hear, and I looked up and I saw our oldest daughter, Kimberly, haul off and just cold-cocked Bethany, the youngest, right in the face. Just cold-cocked her. Man, I shut that lawnmower down, went right to her, and she got a whooping. Now, that's not the way I said it over there. I might as well tell you, I beat the snot out of her. But there was no questions asked. There was no discussion. I just went there and I was so upset. And I was really upset at myself. And she said, "But Daddy, there was a bee on her face." You know how bad I felt? Power under control didn't happen that day. Lowliness, meekness, patience, long suffering. We all have shortcomings. But being short-fused needs to be corrected. And then he said, "Bear with one another." And I have looked this over and tried to rationalize in my mind. There's got to be a better way. This can't be the meaning of bear with one another. But folks, it literally means put up with. Put up with. Don't stop loving someone because of a problem. And of course, the last thing here is love. It holds all things together. You see, we need to restore our attitude. I mean, time to time our attitude goes off. But unity is possible because of the cross, and unity is possible because of what Jesus has done for us. And so we have a responsibility to keep it and guard it. And that can happen. That can happen. And we take passages like Ephesians chapter 4 and Philippians chapter 2 and Romans chapter 14. That can happen if we have the right attitude toward one another. We can preserve that unity. We can keep that unity. Much of the joy in Christianity comes from our relationship with one another. Let's not destroy that. Let's keep that. Love Jesus. Love the church. Edify and build up one another. And then we will have the correct attitude toward one another. Go a long way towards the peace and harmony that needs to exist. The stated purpose, not my idea, the stated purpose from Jesus in John chapter 17 in having this unity and having this humble, submissive mindset of adding these qualities to our life is this: to bring the world to Jesus. You see, when people look at us and they see we're different than the world, or we treat one another differently than people treat each other in the world, that is a beacon. You still have a beacon on front of the bulletin? You used to have a lighthouse. That's a beacon. It attracts people. A lot of what you say has to match up with who you are. And having that right attitude is displayed by who you are, by what you do. This evening, if you're not a member of the body of Christ, where Christ demonstrated his love for the church, and he has given us his instructions on how to preserve this special relationship that we have in the church, and how many blessings we all have been afforded to this day and time, and only God knows how much is left. What a blessing it is to have friends, family, fellowship. And what an offer we have to those who are outside of Christ. Have you accepted his invitation to be a part of the greatest fellowship that you'll ever have, an opportunity in this world? Is there something that we need to pray about, talk about, study about, to help us restore our frame of mind, our actions? You can let that be known as together we stand and as we sing.